Churchill said, never was done by so few for so many. So that was what helped save England. What others helped save England was the British learned how to do with the technology of the time. They broke the codes, and that special place in England checked out all the goings-on at the time, and they come up with radar, and what else did they come up with? They knew what was going on in France and in the other countries, and they supplied basically the information that was needed. The British also had a guy in Washington, D.C., Isaiah Berlin, who was Churchill's spy. And he communicated to Churchill what was going on. And Roosevelt pulled a coup d'etat by running his course of action without the approval of the Senate or the Congress. And we got Lend-Lease, we got, and our arsenal began to produce planes, enormous amounts of planes. We supplied equipment to Russia and to England, which helped serve the population, and especially with Russia. Russia won that war for us in terms of manpower. They lost the most manpower, and they did it for their own reasons. And communism was given lip service by our intellectuals. And for the longest time, we had to purge ourselves of the infection of dictatorial Marxism, which is what Russia was. And there was a great guy, let's see, what the hell was his name? A guy by the name of Wojciechowski. The name is Leszek Kolakowski. This guy was a true intellectual who was captive of Marxism. And he knew that Marxism wasn't a way, but from a standpoint of the humanitarianism of it, of its basis, take care of all the people. That's not what Stalin did. That's not what Lenin did. And it took a long time for them to realize, the intellectuals, that communism was not Marxism. It was dictatorship. Marxism is plural. And Isaiah Berlin was the guy who went to China under President Nixon. Who went with him that time? Nixon and who was his secretary of State?
Kissinger.
Kissinger. And the professor asked Isaiah Berlin, because China was open, what do I tell my students? And that's a stupid question. What do you tell your students? I got a half an hour to tell them, you know. He says, pluralism, not monism. Right now, China is going economically pluralistic. They're competing with us materialistically. And they're whooping our ass because they have no rules to live by. They are trying to corner the markets of materialism